this edition of Community Corner, it's time for us to get outside. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, Americans spend an average of 87% of their time inside buildings. I actually found that number in a 2019 article from the University of Washington. That number might be higher this year in 2020. That 2019 article also cites a study that says today's kids spend less time outdoors than any previous generation, an average of 4 to 7 minutes versus the daily recommendation of a full hour. Now that it's spring, there are a lot of reasons for us to change those numbers. As a matter of fact, in 2010, Harvard Medical School put an article that listed several of them in their Harvard Health Publishing site, including things like your vitamin D levels will go up, you'll get more exercise. They found children are more than doubly active when they're outside. They found that your concentration will improve. And researchers have, in fact, reported that children with ADHD seem to focus better after being outdoors. So I spoke with two organizations that are helping people get outside and get active.
My name is Kimberly Witten. I'm Public Engagement Coordinator for Great Parks of Hamilton County. People should go outdoors because it is the season. It is everything's starting to blossom and bloom, and the temperature's starting to rise, and everybody's with this whole epidemic that we've had to go through. Everybody's really wanting to get outdoors. That's the only alternative right now to getting stuck inside the house, especially if you have kids and you have to do homework all the time and all that. So it's a nice escape right now for everyone. Right now in the parks, you can experience our trails. We have about 80 miles of trails throughout the county. We have 21 parks and preserves, so there's plenty of different kinds of adventures. You can run, you can walk, hike, ride your bike. So you can definitely experience that. We also have our disc golf courses are open too. So if you are in the Springfield Township area, Winton Woods has a great disc golf course that you can check out. We also have one over at Woodland Mound and one at Miami Whitewater. And you can also just get outdoors and just experience nature. Look for wildflowers if you want along the trails. Our facilities are closed. Playgrounds are closed, picnic areas are closed, but that doesn't mean you can't get out and experience the outdoors. Our golf courses just opened recently. Our driving ranges are open, so we've noticed an influx of people wanting to get out on the course. So we got Meadow Links here at Winton Woods, and we've got the Mill here at Winton Woods, and they've tee times are just filling up. Slowly we're starting to get back to some normal, so there's going to be other recreational activities that people can take part in. If you do have a personal canoe or kayak, those access areas are open. So at the lakes like Winton Woods Lake, Sharon Woods Lake, Miami Whitewater, you can go ahead and access those. If you have your own fishing gear, feel free to go out to the lakes and go fishing. And what's even better is that right now we have our MVP is being waived. So you can get into the parks for free. You don't have to worry about having to have a pass. So hopefully that'll get people motivated and outside and enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having. I have to say, when you're out in the parks, what really brings you joy is to see families together, spending time together. I know that this epidemic has kind of forced us to grow together and kind of learn how to deal with each other, but I've noticed that even though you have the escape to come out to the parks and to experience the great outdoors, people are still going as families. They're still going together. They're still sharing these experiences. They're getting more in tune with each other and with nature. Looking for different flowers, looking for bird watching, any of that stuff. And so I think it's really nice to see everybody still not bickering and not getting each other's throats or anything like that. They're actually out there experiencing everything that nature has to offer, and they're doing it together. So we have a virtual experience, if you can say that, because we can't offer, our programs and events aren't going on right now, obviously, because we can't gather into groups. So we went online, and it's called Parks at Home, and it's pretty much housed on our blog, on our website, but it's also being experienced on social media too. So we do activities, crafts, different kinds of exercises, live animals. Our interpreters are on there. We do a Facebook Live every day during the week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. So there's a variety of things that we do on there. We're trying to get people to have virtual experiences outside, taking them on the trails, taking them into the parks, experiencing some of our staff that know a lot about, you know, nature education. And so it's really taken off. A lot of people are excited about it, you know, because everybody's kind of been cooped up in the house, especially with the kids. There's a lot of nice nature education opportunities there. So, but yeah, it's called Parks at Home, and you can check it out on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on our website. As things develop and we slowly start to open the parks back up, we would love people to go to our website. That's probably the most up-to-date information you're going to get, and you can see what is actually closed, what programs are canceled, and what's going to be opening up next. So that's really the best place to do it. We do post information on our social media too, as things are. So if you follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, you'll also see updates there as well. If they want to learn more about Great Parks, all the things that we do are, you know, nature education, recreational opportunities, learn about what our mission is. Anything that you want to learn about Great Parks, you can go to our website, greatparks.org.
My name is Mary Gartner. I'm the Executive Director of Girls on the Run Greater Cincinnati. We serve 11 counties in the Greater Cincinnati region with our nonprofit. Girls on the Run is an organization that inspires girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident using a fun, experience-based curriculum which creatively integrates running. And right now, we are taking that creatively very far. Typically, our organization meets twice a week at schools, community centers, churches, with volunteer coaches training girls to complete a 5K while also going through a series of character building lessons. And we know that running is such an accessible exercise for girls and people of all ages, and gives people a real sense of accomplishment to set a goal and work towards that goal. And we get to culminate with a large 5K community event that everybody comes together and to do at the end of the season. That looks a little bit differently right now, but it's so important for people to stay active because of the mind-body connection. Knowing that we can still have these goals and work towards these goals gives girls a sense of security when so much else in their world is uncertain. Girls on the Run is so much more than a running program. That's obviously the thing that we are most known for, but the character building lessons that are built into the curriculum are really the heart and soul of what we're about. So girls are going through a series of lessons that are everything from healthy body image, healthy eating, how to be a good friend, how to serve your community. And we really like to treat the entire person, so mind, body, spirit, and knowing that staying fit and active is an essential part of that, but it's not the only part of that. Girls on the Run is for girls in grades 3 through 8, and they are facilitated by volunteer coaches who are teachers, community members, and parents, men and women alike, so we really have opportunities for everyone. Right now, our girls are actually, they just wrapped up our spring season, which was interrupted halfway through, but we were able to quickly move to a virtual Goater at Home program so that our girls could continue to get the character building content. And then, of course, outside's not canceled. So they were able to continue to run and train. And we had 1,700 people participate in our virtual 5K and fitness weekend to just really bring a sense of community together and say, you know, there's a lot that we don't know and we can't control, but this is one thing that we can do and we can find a little bit of joy in it as well. Girls on the Run is really for everyone, and you do not have to previously be active at all. It's a 10-week program, which is enough time to start from completely walking to be able to safely do a 5K. Some of our girls are very active already. They're involved in sports, they're natural runners, but that's not the norm. And at our 5Ks, we have some girls who completed in 20 minutes faster than I'll ever do a 5K, and girls who are walking it in over an hour and everything in between. We celebrate each and every girl because accomplishing that distance is huge, and there's a lot of adults who have never done a 5K. It's the same distance whether you run it, walk it, skip it, hop it, roll it. There's so many different ways to complete the 5K, and we got to see so much over the weekend with our virtual 5K and fitness weekend. So not everybody completed a 5K as part of it. Some people did different at-home fitness activities or went cycling or kayaking. You can see the videos and photos on our Facebook page to be able to get inspired and maybe find something that will work for your family in the coming weeks. Right now, we are recruiting for our fall teams. Obviously, we don't know what fall is going to look like. We don't know what school is going to look like, but we're prepared with a variety of options, from an at-home virtual experience to hopefully something in person together. We meet intentionally in small groups, so that bodes very well for the future of our program. But teams can sign up right now, and we will begin enrolling our girls in August. So signing up for our newsletter online at our website, gotrcincinnati.org, is a way to stay involved and connected, and we will be here in one way or another helping your girls get through this fall. The way that people start a new team up until this point really has been through organic growth. So people who are thinking that they really want to get their daughter involved, but there's not a team already at their school or community center or in their neighborhood, can reach out to us via our website, gotrcincinnati.org, and talk about getting that started. Each season we have a handful of new teams and new coaches that we train. There are so many different ways that adults can be engaged in our program. Right now, donations are a huge part of what's helping to keep us moving. Obviously, our revenue is down with canceling our 5K. So those who have decided to invest in us are hugely beneficial, and we're so grateful. But even beyond that, volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. We are a very small team who work here in the office, and then we have 500 volunteer coaches who facilitate our program every season. Many of them are committed to whatever this fall looks like. If it's going to be a virtual Zoom coaching situation, we're going to get ready to train them for that. So we would love to have more coaches involved. And another really neat way for adults to get involved is through our Soulmates program. Soulmates is our adult fundraising leg of the organization, and it kind of hits both of those needs. So a lot of people right now are training for virtual races or in-person races that will still hopefully happen later in the year, and they can pledge $165 as part of that. So $165 is the cost of one girl to go through our program. We like to keep it pretty accessible for adults to fundraise, but people who pledge that are saying that they're going to sponsor one girl through their running, and it really brings our program full circle. Another way that people can stay engaged with us is through their companies. We are fortunate to have a handful of local businesses who partner with us. One of our key partners is Fleet Feet here in Cincinnati, and they fit all of our girls with running shoes. So a really neat part of our program is that every girl gets professionally fitted running shoes, and that's something that we've been able to keep up with. We say that running is a very accessible sport, and all you need is a good pair of shoes, so we make sure that that's taken care of. We have a number of other sponsors and grantors who really help us to fund this program. It costs us $165 per girl to do this program, and 50% of them require scholarships to participate. We offer the program on a sliding scale, with families paying as little as $10, and we've never turned away a girl or a family because of their inability to pay. Given everything that's going on in the world, we are expecting that need really increase, and we are committed to continuing our promise of reaching every single girl with interest. So we are relying on our community more than ever to help us meet that goal. We've seen some really neat stories come out of Girls on the Run, and girls who were really lacking in self-confidence at the beginning of this season find their own way. There's a team where a little girl was selectively mute, and she just did not speak to a lot of her teammates, or her classmates in general. And by the end of the season, she did feel comfortable saying a few words to her coaches. We've also had some really impactful moments at our 5K with girls being pushed most of the way in a wheelchair, but being able to get up and kind of walk the last few steps over the finish line to have that experience. I was fortunate to coach for many seasons before stepping into this role. And one part of the program is a practice 5K. So in advance of the end of season 5K, each team does its own practice 5K as a way to boost the girls' confidence and make sure that everybody is ready, that they have a running buddy who can keep up with them. And inevitably, every single season, there's one girl who is the slowest on the team. There's going to be somebody who's the fastest and somebody who's the slowest. And every single time, the girls would finish their laps and circle back to cross the finish line with whoever that girl coming in last was, because they all understood that it's really a team experience, and celebrating that together and crossing the finish line together is so much more important than winning. So we serve the Greater Cincinnati tri-state region here, and we are one of over 200 different councils throughout the United States and Canada. It was founded by a woman named Molly Barker, who was living in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time, and knew what running had done for her through her personal journey, and really wanted to pass that on to other girls and hopefully get them a little bit younger and let it be a little bit more of a preventative program rather than something that adults are desperately needing. By imparting these messages on girls at such a young age, we're helping them to really develop the foundation of who they are. And here locally, we have been serving this region for 16 years. Each year we have just shy of 3,000 girls participating in our program. This spring we had 1,400 at over 100 schools, churches, community centers who all pivoted to our Go to at Home program. So we are so fortunate to be able to make a pretty big impact on a lot of girls' lives. If you have any additional questions about Girls on the Run, ways to get involved, what it's going to look like for us in the fall, ways to get your daughter signed up, we are updating our Facebook page and our website all the time, gotrcincinnati.org. Again, my name is Mary Gertner, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'm Dana Gagnon, Government Programming Coordinator at Waycross Community Media, and I look forward to having you join me again next time on Community Corner. Until then, get outside and get active.